Hi everybody, this is Bill. I'm the salty old Marine. VA medical records. Should you collect your own or should you let the VA do it for you? Did you know that relying on the VA to gather your medical records could slow down or even ruin your claim? Many veterans don't realize that they can submit their own medical records, and in many cases, it is the smarter move. In this video, we're going to cover the pros and cons of collecting your own records versus letting the VA request them, and why it could make or break your claim. First of all, you have to understand that your medical records are the foundation of your VA claim. Without medical records, it's just you saying words. I have thus and so. Okay, so show the VA why they should believe you have thus and so. Medical records, right? Okay. So if the VA can't find the records they need, or if they don't receive them, your claim could be delayed or even denied. Remember, we've talked about this before. In order to receive a disability claim, you need to prove a current diagnosis of your condition. Hey, that's a medical record. In-service event, injury, or illness, that might be a medical record from your past. And a medical nexus, something that connects the two. So we have to have those three things, and most of those things have to do with medical records, either past or present. Here's a pro tip. Missing records is missing evidence. If the VA doesn't get all your records, you might lose a claim that's totally winnable. Something to keep in mind. So what's the VA's process for getting medical records? When you file a claim, the VA requests your medical records. They go to the local VAMC, the Veterans Medical Center, if you are being treated by the VA. If you sign a release giving them permission, they will go to your private doctors and hospitals and pull records from there. And they will pull records from your military service treatment records. That is your old sick bay jacket, right? There's a problem, though. First of all, it could take a really long time for the VA to gather this information. It's very slow. It can take months. Second, sometimes, and I'm sorry to say it, but it's true, hospitals and doctors ignore VA requests, or they don't send all the files, or they send the wrong files. Sometimes, even if the VA receives the records, and I know a lot of you have had this experience, the VA simply loses them. Yeah, it's a big, big bureaucracy, and sometimes stuff goes missing. So here's a pro tip. Just because you signed a release form doesn't mean the VA will actually get all your records. Here's something else you might consider. Unless you have your C-file, and by the way, I've been waiting on a copy of my C-file for a very long time. Unless you have a copy of your C-file, you don't know what the VA got and what the VA didn't get. So you don't know what it's using to rate your claim. That's interesting. So here's why you should collect and submit your own medical records. First of all, much, much faster processing. You can get your own records in days or weeks. The VA could take months. Complete control. If you collect your records, you ensure that nothing is missing and nothing is overlooked. Easier appeals. This is key. Pay attention. If the VA denies your claim for lack of evidence, you already have copies of what they have or what they don't have. Again, if the VA pulls your records for you, unless you have your C-file, you don't know what they have. You've got no idea. Very important. Get your own records. So here's how you get your own records. You can use My Healthy Vet Blue Button report through the VA portal, right? So any of your VA records, health-related records, you can download anytime you like. Just log into the portal and download them. Private medical records. So if you're being treated by a private physician or specialist, call your doctor's office, get copies of your reports yourself. Make sure you get full visit notes, test results, and imaging reports, meaning if you've had x-rays, if you've had MRIs, if you've had CAT scans, you're going to want copies of all of those. Service treatment records. Those you get from the National Archives. We'll put a link in the description on where you can go to get some of this information. So if you're out of the service, all your health records are in the National Archives. And finally, your personnel records. So when you were in the military, you actually had two record books. You had a service treatment record and you had your service record book, your SRB, right? In my case, I actually made a copy of my entire SRB in 1985 when I got out. So I still have that, and I just can make copies of the various pages that pertain to any claim that I'm currently filing. However, you can also get a copy of your service record book from the National Archives if you don't have it. Again, we'll put that link in the description. Make sure you get your service treatment records and your service record book. Here's a pro tip. Doctor's summaries of visits are not enough. Ask for full medical records, including doctor's notes and test results. So here's how you submit your records to the VA. If you're filing online using a direct, through the VA portal for filing your claim, you can upload your forms scanned in as like PDFs or JPEG files directly to your claim, and that's probably the best way to do it. You can also do it in person. You can hand deliver copies to your nearest VA regional office. You can fax them. There's a fax number. We'll put the link in the description. Or you can send it certified mail. If you send it mail, send it certified mail. Get a return receipt requested for tracking. That's in case the VA loses your records or never received your records. Honestly, I think it's better to just upload it to the portal. It's super fast and you know it's there. Always keep copies for yourself and keep notes of how you submitted them and when you submitted them. Those could be important later on too. Okay, so should you ever let the VA collect your medical records for you? Well, if your care is through the VA, then they already have your records. It's not going to take them a long time to collect them. But that's only if you have all your health care that you need for your claim through the VA, right? Excuse me. If you're not in a hurry, go ahead and let the VA handle it. Okay, who's not in a hurry? I'm in a hurry. Everybody else? Man, I haven't even got that much long left on Earth. I am definitely in a hurry. If you're missing military records, well, the VA does have access to the National Archives, just like you do. But be careful. If your claim is time sensitive or you're dealing with private medical records, it's actually better to collect them yourself. And again, here's a pro tip. When you collect your private medical records, you control what the VA sees and what the VA doesn't see. If you let the VA collect those records, they're going to collect exactly what's in them. Do you know what your doctor wrote down? Do you know what's in there? What if your doctor was having a bad day and made a note and said, "I think this guy's lying about his condition"? Well, the VA is going to see that. Whether it's true or whether it's not true, now it's evidence. I think I would rather control what I give the VA to look at. Okay. Final thoughts. Your VA claim is only as strong as the records that the VA sees. Don't trust them to get everything for you. Be proactive. Get your own medical records. Submit them yourself. It could mean the difference between approval and denial. If you've ever had the VA lose your records, put a comment below. I'd like to hear about that. Let's talk about it. Again, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm Bill. I'm the salty old Marine. And as always, have a great day.